The process that we use is something called ImaginACTION. What's it called? ImaginACTION. ImaginACTION is just a technique that we modeled off many other techniques. The reason why it's important is because if you have a stream of time, then you can go out into the future and start to adjust the way you behave in the present. So if you go into your future and put into it images of your imminent success, at a non-conscious level, you start to take different types of voluntary action. People are always putting things in their future. They're just not conscious of what they're putting in their future. And most people are putting stuff in their future that is not helping them. And they're wondering why they're continually going round and round in circles in life. So what we're going to do as a coach is say, hey, let's just put one great thing out there in the future. I've definitely found that a large part of easing my own depression was to have some goals again, was to have something to look forward to. You know, that's one of the first things people stop doing when they get depressed. They stop setting goals. And one of the ways to just ease back into having, functioning again is to just set a couple of goals. So if you go out inside someone's stream of time in their mind and you flood that thing with millions of images of their success, then you're in a good position to have their unconscious try and get towards that. So the whole process of how you set a goal with a client, it's a pretty universal process. I was taught a process by a gentleman called Paul Blackburn, then a process by a gentleman called Frank Rabanus, and then a process by a gentleman called Chris Howard. And they all had different unique similarities. And when Chris took me through this process that he labeled strategic visioning, it had a real energy and an oomph to it. Not that Paul and Frank didn't, they were just a little bit different. And so I took the best elements from all of them and just smashed them together and basically created something called ImaginACTION. Now, traditionally, goal setting follows only one system because the brain responds to only one thing if you want unconscious action to occur. See, if your brain knows that you want to get to this laptop, once you've decided to get to the laptop, can you appreciate it'll take care of the rest? So you say, I'm going to the laptop, the brain says, great, left leg, right leg, arms, up, grab, done. So just by saying I was going to the laptop, it already made a decision to take care of everything else. You with me so far? So a lot of your action can be non-conscious, almost automated, if the client is crystal clear on where they're going. So putting goals into their stream of time helps them do a lot more of this unconscious voluntary action, where they are acting, but in a non-conscious way because they know where they're going and the body just follows. In order to get me to the laptop, though, I have to create an attraction. A what, please? I got to create an attraction between the laptop and my psyche. And if I can create that attraction between the laptop and my psyche, the rest takes care of itself. So the way in which you create attraction inside someone's psychology is you step them inside their goal, so they're looking through their own eyes, and they fully immerse themselves inside the goal. So they get to feel the reward, the what, please? The reward of the goal, which lights up checkpoint 2, the reward center. So now they're receiving the reward of the goal. Meanwhile, checkpoint 1 is saying, we're not dead. We didn't die. Oh my goodness, we achieved this thing and we didn't die. It's safe. Because that's all checkpoint 1 cares about, that you don't die. See, checkpoint 1 is a little bit annoying because it doesn't know good from bad. So if you smoked 15 cigarettes yesterday and you didn't die, it's going to ask you to do that again today because you didn't die. Does that make sense? It doesn't know good from bad. It just knows what didn't kill you yesterday. That's how its programming works. So when I step inside my goal, fully living like it's occurred, the hindbrain goes, nothing to fear. The midbrain goes, I love these rewards. Checkpoint 3 is kind of like, well, how did we get here? Because it wants to do its logical analysis, but we'll get back to that later on. Once you're inside the goal and you light the whole thing up, you then step the client out of it, which now creates a gap. It creates the attraction. You're in it, now you're out of it. And now what happens is you get drawn back towards that because it felt so good. So that's where the attraction comes in. So the process in technical terms is you get the client to associate. Association is where they're looking through their own eyes, fully associated to it. Dissociate is where they imagine themselves in the goal. And then future pace. Future pace shows up everywhere. So associate, dissociate, and future pace. And if you do that correctly, then the goal will be set in a way that allows them to start taking action at a non-conscious level. So the process we use is called ImaginACTION. It is inside your manuals, and I believe it is on page 102. So page 102, it breaks down each of the steps there. There's 18 of them there, and you just follow these steps. You ad lib a little bit. fill in the gaps and whatever it is, but that's basically the process. Now, at the Turning Point Intensive one-day personal development event we run, I have all this beautiful choreographed music that goes and flows with it, and it's all nice and wonderful. But you don't have that access available to you all the time. So I'd rather you learn how to do this stuff without any music and any aids, just your voice. Because if you can do that, then you don't need anything. You don't have any crutches in coaching. And when I was deciding what I wanted to do with my life, I wanted to be able to be a healer that required nothing to do my work. Nothing. So I went out of my way to find only things that required I needed nothing. I can do the values track. I don't need a thing in my hand to do the values track. It's 5 things. What do you talk about? Research, abilities, contemplate? No. I can do all these things. Once you memorize them, you don't need anything. I looked into kinesiology and it was wonderful. It had all the oils and the tuning forks and it was all wonderful, but I thought, what happens when I want to help someone on an aeroplane? I haven't brought my thing with me. Obviously there's elements of all these things you can do without it, but I wanted to find something that didn't require anything. So my preference is you add all the bells and whistles later. The beautiful musical tracks, the scented rooms and this, put all that stuff later. Just learn to do it all with your voice to begin with. And then you'll be able to get that tone and timbre and so on. So I'm going to take someone through this process so you can see it. Then I'll explain something cool that I wanted to share with you. Then we'll take a break. Then when we come back, you'll take people through the process from there. So I'm looking for someone who has set a goal really, really clearly, followed the template pretty much exactly, and there's not a lot of additional words in their goal. So who'd like to come up and I'll set their goal with them? What is taking these hands so long to go up? I'd love to. I'm just curious. Has something happened to the hindbrain? Do you not trust me? It's probably the latter. If you could please stand up. Your hand was up first. If you can come on down, please give this lady a thunderous round of applause. How are you doing?
Good.
Excellent. Please state your name.
My name is Gretchen.
We love you, Gretchen.
Thank you.
All right. So, Gretchen, have you got the goal clear in your mind?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you've got the it is now, and I have, and the reasons, all those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Just so I have a bit of an understanding of it, what is it? Just give it to me in the shortest possible.
It's now 2022 and I have signed 5 high net worth entrepreneurs to a soulpreneur program distributing 10% of their net gross profit to philanthropic agencies aligned with their highest personal core values.
Got it? And the first 3 actions were?
To restructure my current business to enable more time to develop this new program.
Okay. Actually, while you're talking, is it okay if I take just a couple of notes?
Sure.
Is that okay? All right. So, and all I'm going to do here is just get the actions, because I'm going to use those later on. So, restructure your current businesses. Restructure your current businesses. Yep. What's the second action?
That was as far as I got because there's so many steps under that.
Are there any other actions that you might, or
Yes.
those break down into smaller ones?
Well, I was going to flesh out this idea of this new initiative more fully by writing it really down more fully because it's only just come to me in the last 20 minutes.
Got it? Nice.
And
so
I was
restructure, flesh out.
Yes,
so it's more clear. Yeah.
Chunk it back from the 5-year mark all the way down to where I am now, so they had actionable things that I could work on.
Got it. So just to be clear, the steps we're going to take is to restructure, is to flesh out the actual idea itself,
Yep.
and also to chunk it back from the 5-year mark all the way
Yep.
to now.
And to research other people who may be operating in this space or things that I know that are vaguely aligned to that and see what they're doing.
So research people in the space.
Yep.
Got it? And the whole idea is to take on 5 high net worth individuals that go on a philanthropic-esque social concept where they're getting 10% and they're using that for...
Not just individuals, but specifically entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs,
Yep.
yeah. High net worth entrepreneurs, got it. Okay, are you ready to set this goal?
Yes.
Is it okay with your conscious and unconscious mind for you to set it?
Yep.
Yeah. Is there anything that would block you from setting this goal?
Yeah. Fear of what it would mean for my life in terms of time spent and energy.
Got it. So time spent and energy.
Yep.
And out of curiosity, How would setting up this thing give you even more time?
Yeah, it would give me more time doing the family nurturing, grandchildren nurturing, self-nurturing, partner nurturing, sailing around the world
How
nurturing.
would it do all that?
How? Because I could structure the program in places that would involve me bringing these people to experiencing them on a boat in places I want to go to where my children and grandchildren would like to come to.
Got it. So it actually gives you more time, so there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready to set the goal?
Yep.
Brilliant. Okay, I'll take the microphone off you. You don't really need to say anything at all. And if you just want to stand however you would like to stand, feet shoulder width apart, it's a closed eye process. And generally what I like for you to do, and we might maybe just take the spotlights off, what I like to do is just imagine that you've got concrete pylons for feet, like you're just stuck to the ground. If you want to imagine you're the shape of a pyramid, that often helps, just because I don't know how to knock a pyramid over, it's pretty stable. Do you feel safe and secure? Yep. If for any reason at all you don't feel safe, open up your eyes. If you really don't feel safe, grab a seat. But just let me know. You can face any way you like. Facing this way is fine, because I'm going to talk to one of your ears anyway. Is there a preferred ear you'd like me to speak to?
I've got the flu, so let's go both.
Both? All right. Oh, you want me to just talk directly to you? Okay. Okay. Because people will have a preferred ear, by the way. They'll always have a preferred ear that they would like the information to go into. And I will just stand on either side of that, or I'll get them to hold the phone on either side of whatever that is. All right, so just go ahead and gently close your eyes. You won't need to do anything at all. And basically, I just want you to follow along with my voice. You probably have no idea what we're about to do, and that's perfectly fine. You just have to follow along with my voice. So what I'd like you to do is I want you to imagine reaching out with one of your hands. You can do that right now with one of your hands and placing it on a door handle. So imagine you're grabbing onto a door handle. And I want you to imagine that door handle belongs to a magnificent golden door. There is white light streaming in through the cracks all around, and it's this iridescent white light piercing in through your body, filling you up this energy of vibration, of inspiration and lightness. It's almost as though that door handle is beckoning you to step through that door handle. So step through the door and into your goal. So what I'd like you to do now is I just want you to imagine just twisting that door handle, opening up the door and stepping right on in. That's it. Step on through into your outcome. Fantastic. What I want you to do now is I want you to imagine that you're looking through your own eyes, hearing the sounds around you, seeing what you're seeing, feeling what you're feeling, but you're inside that outcome. You're actually inside that exact goal, exactly the way you said it would occur. You're in it now. And I want you to feel it in every single cell inside your body. And as you're feeling it in every single cell inside your body, just describe what it's like. What's going on there? You're inside this thing. It's already happened. You're feeling warm, winds in your hair, sun's in your face.
Rocking on the boat, Jen.
You're rocking on the boat, you're on the cruise, it's all happening. You can see it all around, you're feeling good. Okay, we want to get it as real as it can be for you now. And now I'm just going to use page 103. We want to get it as real as it can be for you now. So what I want you to do is just adjust some things. So see if changing the color from black and white to color or vice versa makes it feel more real. So just shift the colors of what you're experiencing. See if sepia makes it more real, who knows. Maybe adjust the location of where the image is. You might want to adjust the size of it, or maybe defocus it a little bit, or focus it a little bit. Maybe you want to change it. Maybe it's framed. Maybe want to make it panoramic, or panoramic make it framed or something. So just adjust it. And we're going for the highest level of reality. Maybe this thing is a movie, but if you freeze it like it's a still, it becomes even realer for you. So just adjust everything you need to visually. Maybe the speed of which is happening, slow it down, speed it up. Now, I also want you to check in with the sounds. You might find that the sounds are coming from the left, but if you make them come from the right, it might be a little bit more real for you. Maybe the sounds are coming from within, maybe if they're from outside. Maybe the sound and the pitch and the volume, if you change that, it might become more real. Also, I want you to tune into the inner dialogue, how you're talking to yourself. And I want you to observe if you can just make a few adjustments, you can get it even realer. So just do everything you can to convince every cell in your body that right now, you are inside. That's it. Just like that. Yep. There you go. Loosen it up. Nice. Now I want you to just check in with the feelings of it. Maybe the location of the feeling. Maybe you feel that you're on the boat because it's in your chest, or maybe you feel that if it's in the small of your back, or maybe if you move the feeling around or adjust it, make it bigger, smaller, more vibration, less. Maybe temperatures might adjust it. Maybe the duration of how the feeling works, or the weight of the feeling. So just adjust everything you need to now. The sounds, the colors, the self-talks, the feelings, the vibrations. Adjust everything, and I want you to turn it up so it's as real as it can be for you now. And let me know when it's at its highest level of reality. Brilliant. I want you to go ahead now and step out of that, please. Could you just please step out of it? Fantastic. As you step out of it, I want you to imagine yourself inside that outcome. So imagine yourself inside the outcome, literally right there inside that goal. And I want you to grab one of those old Polaroid cameras. And I want you to imagine just taking a photo of yourself inside that outcome. So just go ahead and take a photo of that. Great. Now what I want you to do is get that Polaroid image. And I want you to just sort of wave it in the air so it starts to... Okay, and it starts to show itself on that little piece of paper there, that photo. And I want you to get that photo and stick it in your breast pocket right next to your heart. Perfect. Okay, now it's time to just take some actions. So what I want you to do now is I want you to imagine with that photo in your pocket, taking each of these little actions. I want you to imagine go ahead and restructuring your businesses. I want you to imagine yourself fleshing information out. I want you to imagine yourself researching people, chunking things back, putting things together. I want you to imagine the handshakes, the conversations, the people you're meeting. But I want you to realize how much of a state of flow it is. Notice how everything starts to flow quite naturally. It's like everything you need is drawn to you like iron filings to a magnet. And as you take each and every one of those actions, I want you to realize something. It was never about the destination. It was always about the journey itself. So I want you to observe how fulfilling it is to be on this journey, creating this idea, this innovation, with these high net worth entrepreneurs that you've selected to be part of this thing that you want to put together. And as you're fleshing it out, enjoying all those things, in a moment, I'm going to get you to imagine getting ready to launch up into the air. And you do that by taking a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and launch. That's it, up into the air. And I want you to float all the way out, up above your stream of time, until you're right up above where you said this goal would occur. And as you find yourself right up above that goal now, I want you to look all the way down at your stream of time and notice that there is a little slot custom made for that photo in your breast pocket. So could you please pull that photo out of your breast? That's it. I want you to hold it in your hand and have a look at it. Clearly see inside that image. Feel it, sense it, know it, that goal has been created exactly the way you said it would. Now in a moment I'm going to get you to energize that with 3 deep ha breaths. A ha breath is nothing other than making an exhale that sounds like this. So I want you to imagine in a moment, not yet, but in a moment, that you inhale your entire life force energy into this image, and you'll see the image almost come alive in your hands, tagged with a piece of your essence. So let's go ahead and energize this picture with 3 ha breaths. That's it. 2 more. That's it. 1 more. That's it. Notice the picture comes alive inside your hands. It's time now to look down at your stream of time, right in that little slot that's designed for that image there. And I want you to get ready now to go ahead and drop that picture down. Notice how it slots into place just like you said it would, like your word is law in the universe. What I'd like you to do now is I want you to turn back towards the present moment, turn back and look at everything in your past rapidly shifting and changing and rearranging. I want you to observe all the streams of time that need to align to ensure that this is a cause set in motion, is now intersecting, gaining, building. Everyone is being drawn into your stream of time to ensure that this moment in time shows up exactly the way you said it would, like your word is law in your own universe. And as you observe all that rapidly shifting and changing and rearranging, the cool thing is it actually gets better, Gretchen. What I'd like you to do is I want you to look off towards the future. And that's it. As you look off towards the future, I want you to observe your stream of time getting bigger and brighter. Bigger and brighter. And as you're looking off into your stream of time, into the future, I want you to now watch millions and millions and millions of photos of your imminent success in all areas of your life flooding down into your stream of time, dropping one after another after another. And I want you to observe that your stream of time is actually infinite. There is no end to it. And I want you to observe just how big and bright it actually is. And as you observe your imminent success, knowing you are bound to be successful, it's guaranteed. All you have to do is feel the feelings, make the decisions, and take the action, and you are bound to be successful. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling determined.
Determined? Just go ahead and gently close your eyes just for one more second. What I'd like you to do is just allow all that out there now, that big stream of time there, ready to go, feeling that feeling of determination. Leave it all out there, knowing it is yours. There's nothing else you have to do. And I want you to float all the way back towards now, float all the way back down inside your body. And I want you to reconnect with a nice, relaxing, deep breath. And as you exhale, wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes, put a nice big smile on your face, and just come fully present back into the room and gently open up your eyes. How are you doing? You feeling good? How do you feel about your future? You feel good?
There's so much work to do.
Nice. In a good way? Nice. And how do you feel about that goal?
Oh, I'm pretty excited.
Nice. And you said you were determined about it? You still got that feeling around it?
Yeah. No, it's more like a relaxed, like, yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right.
It's in the system now, and it's like it's a knowing. Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Please give this lady a thunderous round of applause. Thank you. And so that is the process, and end to end, that was about 10 minutes or so. When we get back from break, you'll take someone through it. It's all in your manual. You just follow the steps literally as they occur inside the manual, and you'll be able to get there no problems at all. Just before we do take a break, I'm going to share with you something about what I mentioned about CHAM in a moment. But just beforehand, you just watched it. Now in groups of 2 or 3, have a discussion. What did you observe? What made sense? What's working? Just have a chat so you can put it in your own words and just lock it in before we take the break. Go for it. Have a bit of a chat. What did you observe? What makes sense? What's sinking in? And if I just get some volume on my PC, just before we go any further, could everyone please just stand up? And we're going to do a little bit of a stretch. Please stand up, 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 up. Stretch up towards the roof. Stretch up, 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 up. And stretch over to the right-hand side. And stretch over to the left-hand side. And stretch all the way back if your back's okay. Stretch all the way forward if your forward's okay. And then massage your butt. Make sure it is your butt. Massage your butt. Massage. Shake the body around a little bit. Shake it around. Shake it, shake it. Try and leave the ground. Have a little bit of a boogie with the person next to you. Shake it out. Shake it, shake it. Groove it around however you groove. And go and get 3 double high fives and say, I'm wide awake. 3 double high fives, say, I'm wide awake.